I was in my early 20s when I got baptized.
Yeah.
So I got baptized at my church. And it happened right after I went on a missions trip, which was a super big healing point for me.
I bet.
We went on a missions trip with the young adults group from my church that I was going to at that time. And we went to Mexico and did a bunch of different ministry things in the community. I was super nervous and scared because I had this perception that church people were judgmental, hypocritical, condescending, that I would just never fit in, never be accepted, that my story would always hinder me from having relationships with people in the church and everything. So I just had already this preconceived idea that I'd never fit in and that no one would actually care about who I was underneath everything. So like that identity piece is still like being worked out. Anyways, I shared my testimony for the very first time with one of the girls that I had befriended on that trip. And my goodness, she accepted me. She thanked me for being vulnerable and for sharing that with her. She was just sitting with me in it. You know, there was no condemnation. There was no judgment. There was no rejection. Man, that woman, does she even know how much power she had over my story? And like, I'm sitting here today with you, sharing it publicly online, and it's a Holy Spirit thing, really, that I was just able to recognize that, you know, the church isn't out to hurt me necessarily. Some people in church are kind of sucky and like they will say things and you just got to roll your eyes and move along. We're all a work in progress. But yeah, like she just met me in a very vulnerable state. And after that, I had the confidence to share with the rest of the group about my experiences and my testimony. And after that, our young adults pastor asked me to share in front of the church.
Wow.
So it was just like a progressive thing of like gaining the confidence to know that like I had so much shame, even after like being baptized and walking with Christ and learning about the Bible. I still had shame for my story. But the more that I talk about it, the more that I offer it up as a living, breathing sacrifice to my God and just allow other people to know that there is hope and there is restoration available for the things that the enemy tries to destroy and that God can redeem the most broken. So it's really just, I don't share it because I think that I need to have a voice in the atmosphere. I don't share it because I think that I'm better than people or worse than people. I just honestly share it because it's not my story. It's our story. It's God's story. And it brings glory to him for the work that he's done in my heart. Because if I wasn't actively pursuing my relationship with Christ, I would not be here today. I would be dead. I truly believe that if I did not surrender to God in my bedroom that time, weeping, calling out to God for help, if I had not surrendered, I was on a path of destruction that would have taken me out.
Yeah. It's so beautiful getting down on your knees and just you're at the end of yourself. I need help.
100%,
Give up.
man. And it was a hard process. I think sometimes when we listen to people's testimonies, it can seem like, oh, well, then Jesus came in and washed her white as snow and everything's fine now. But it's like I'm still working through some things that need to be worked through. And time does not, time is not the judge of when we get healing from certain things, right? And I can say that I'm healed from the effects of the abuse that I had gone through. And I can say that I'm healed from my perspective that I was rejected at birth. I don't think that anymore. You know, God has redeemed that part of my story. And I recognize, like I said in the beginning, like the vulnerability of my mom choosing to carry her child for 9 whole months, feeling the body move within her body, knowing that this child is going to be outside of her reach, outside of her protection, and that she had to trust God with that.